Hi, this is Pastor Jonathan Moore in Outreach Ministries. What does it say in the Bible about helping others? If you spend time in prayer, build yourself up in the faith, you can do many things, I just encourage my friends, spend time in prayer, build yourself up in the faith, do a 1-day fast, a 2-day fast, and let God open up your eyes, Maybe you're a 10-year Christian, or 15-year Christian, or 20-year Christian, and you're saying, what now? What's going on in my life? Maybe maybe you're at like a supervisory management role, or maybe and maybe you're looking for God to move you to something else, or maybe you're a frontline worker and you're looking for a supervisory role, but you're not sure what to do. I encourage my friends, read the scriptures. It says in Proverbs 4:27, do not withhold good from those to whom it is due, when it is in your power to do it. So what does that mean? That means when you have all this success, you have money in your bank account, help somebody in need. Maybe there's somebody in the street corners looking for a coffee. Maybe there's somebody that needs like $3 or $4 for a bus pass. Maybe you got 5 quarters in your pocket and somebody needs a couple dollars for a bus fare, but maybe that's all you got and you're still helping them. And don't withhold it. A lot of times, I find myself, maybe I got a couple dollars in my pocket and, I could still sow a seed of faith. I could help someone with a bus fare. Maybe I could tap my debit card and buy somebody a coffee. Spend time in prayer, build yourself up in the faith, encourage others. They always say pay it forward. What does that mean, pay it forward? Pay it forward means help somebody. Maybe you're going through the drive-thru and you just say, you know what, I am going to pay for that person's meal behind me and they can have free coffee. Maybe they had the worst day in the world and they're going through a really tough situation. Maybe their girlfriend broke up with them. Maybe there's something going on in their life, and you just got to trust in God that He is going to meet your every need if you trust in Him. Spend time in prayer, build yourself up in the faith, and He will. God will open up doorways for you if you trust in Him. You got to build yourself up in the faith. Spend time with like-minded Christians. Go to church on a regular basis. Spend time in prayer, and God will open up doors for you if you trust in Him. This is Pastor Jonathan Moore, Outreach Ministries. I want to say in closing, what is God going to do for you in your life? He's going to open up new doors, new relationships, and many things if you trust in Him. Spend time in prayer, build yourself up in the faith, and God will do many things if you trust in Him. Spend time in prayer and just trust that God is going to meet your every need, and He will meet your every need if you trust in Him. Have a great day. God bless.